and welcome to IBleach, the podcast where we drink a bunch of bleach and then talk about it. My name's Kyle, and I like bleach.
Hi, welcome to IBleach. My name is Zach, and I also like bleach.
What up, boys? I'm Tyler, and I like bad anime.
And wrapping it up, I got Nathan Tailend here. I've seen this or something. It's all right. I don't mind it.
Nathan, did you go full first name, last name for this podcast?
Yo, hell yeah. Expose myself. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, that's some real shit. Probably like 5 people are going to listen, so it's fine.
People still following Bleach in 2018 all know where Nathan lives.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's a wonderful Venn diagram.
Yo, this will inevitably blow up. It's a circle.
It's just one circle. It's just Nathan.
Uh-oh. I've been exposed.
Alright, folks, this is episode 0. If you did not know this, Bleach is a Japanese anime television series based on Tite Kubo's manga of the same name.
Citations needed.
It's 366 episodes long, and it was produced by Studio Pierrot. Just gonna expose myself now. I'm raw. If you want to know any of this information, I'm raw reading it off the Bleach Wikipedia page.
Is this the Bleach Wikipedia page or the Bleach Wikia page?
No, this is the Bleach Wikipedia page.
One day we're going to dive into the Bleach Wikia. Going into this, I didn't know how many episodes there were until now, so I quit. But
I believe there are also movies.
Yeah,
how many movies?
A couple.
Do you know how many movies I see in a year?
All of the Bleach ones?
Yeah. That's just, we're going to do that in our downtime.
This whole thing is a downtime podcast.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, chronologically, where do those fit in even? That's the question for us.
Dude, okay, you have to know everybody at least in this whole society before you even get that far.
To the Wikia.
No, we're not going to... Okay.
Nope. That's spoiler territory.
I will say, I opened up the streaming app that will not be named. I started scrolling over. I'm like, let's just see how many seasons are in here. I got to like 8.
Oh, yours are more than mine.
Oh,
mine only had 3.
Oh, so, wow. What are we? Nameless app?
Yeah.
We can talk about it after the podcast.
No, that's fine, yeah.
We do not name the apps until they start sponsoring us.
This app is sponsored by this
podcast. Brought to you by the space intentionally left blank so we can go back and edit the archives later.
No, but you're talking there, so that's
it's fine. Right. We'll get it in post, apparently.
All right, so episode 0 time. How about we all go through and kind of talk about our experience with Bleach? I know a couple of y'all don't have any.
Our experience with Bleach or anime in general?
Anime in general. Yeah, let's go, Ron.
Tyler, you go first. I'm looking at you.
All right. My experience with anime. I like anime. I like bad anime. The only good anime I really like is I like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That one's good. I really like... I'm probably one of the only people that I know that actually enjoys Sword Art Online. And
God, just exposing yourself right away.
Right away.
The faces Nathan is making.
Yeah, Nathan's making some weird-ass faces.
You ever seen your dog get shot? That's the face I'm making.
I have seen Full Metal Alchemist. I am fucking dead inside because I'm like, this is the saddest thing in the world. I'm like, I watched 4 times and just nothing. I only felt something once.
There are sad moments, but it's not. In its entirety, it's not sad, but there are a couple sad moments.
It's only that dog one.
See, I wish people wouldn't hype up sad moments, because then when you get to them, you're just like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the dog moment is literally the only thing anybody ever talks about in Full Metal Alchemist.
But it's just so poignant, but it's also you become just so desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about it.
Yeah, everybody talks about it. Really, it's that, and some people talk about Hughes' death. Spoiler alert.
I haven't seen
In case you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist at all.
In case you aren't caught up on our Full Metal Alchemist podcast, it definitely exists.
It will retroactively exist.
Link back to that from this one when we go back to edit the archives and edit in our sponsor. You essentially left blank for when we go back.
You're going to do this shit.
So going around next.
I wasn't finished.
You watch more anime than that?
I watched more anime than 2.
Holy shit, he's got me beat, boys. Wrap it up. He's the new expert.
I'm the expert. Hey, Tyler, how come your parents let you have 2 whole animes?
My parents, just because we're rich and can afford 2 whole animes, doesn't mean I should be demonized on this live podcast.
this live to tape podcast.
Yeah,
what else? Tyler, you like Evangelion.
I love Evangelion so much.
Hold up. Fun fact. Fill the space, but I have a fun fact for you.
I really like Evangelion. It's probably my favorite one I've ever watched. But, that's about the extent of it. There's, maybe 2 other ones that I can't really remember at this moment that I've watched. I don't watch a lot of anime, but what I do watch is probably bad.
So, fun fact. The music for this anime was composed by Shiro Sagisu, who also composed the music for Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That's rad.
So
Like,
it's
I
a
wish you could have come
Yes.
up with a better fucking opening theme.
Come on, man.
It's
Fine.
fine.
We're
The
gonna
music
talk.
in this anime is fine. The opening theme is good.
No.
The battle theme's the best.
Yo, the best theme is Ichigo's theme, but we'll get to that.
Fucking.
We'll get to the music. But,
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so now I gotta say the animes I've watched. We watched a good chunk of the Bleach. It's the part of the reason we're doing this.
The Bleach.
The Bleach. Yo, it's a proper thing. Like Dragon Ball. We
The
watched.
Dragon Ball.
We watched the JoJo's. We watched the Seven Deadly Sins. I think it's actually a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one actually, I think.
That one
has to be
actually.
in it.
I've seen that though. That one's really good.
I
I'm
haven't
a fan
made
of
time
it.
to watch it. I've heard good things.
I've been trying to get my roommates to watch it with me. It's probably one of the favorite things I've watched recently. Like, I've really been watching like that, Goblin Slayer, this, Bleach, Devilman Crybabies, other things like that. You just like watch whatever's there, and I have a general good grasp of like what's happening here, I guess.
All right, what do you got,
Weird.
Kyle?
I like King of the Hill, which I've been told is an isekai. And also this kind of obscure anime. I've been told you to be really intelligent to understand. It's called Rick and Morty.
Oh yikes!
That's
I couldn't
extensive.
watch that. I can't understand it.
Yeah, it's you really have to understand science and bullshit.
We are dating the fuck out of this podcast right now.
It's fine. Making fun of Rick and Morty will be eternal.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yo, but is that the Western equivalent of anime though? That fucking show? Is that?
No, obviously, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Duh.
I figured that's made by Western Studios. That's my bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good though.
I legitimately really like it.
Avatar's very good.
Watching Tyler reach for his bottle of water and then afraid to make noise because I asked him to stop tapping on the table.
Yeah, he just wants to. We're all a little antsy.
I'm a fidgeter. I fidget a lot.
No, you're good. But no, I like the Mobile Suit Gundams. I like JoJo's for some inexplicable reason.
There's a very good reason to like
Because
that.
it's good.
That show's great.
I've been feeling the urge to rewatch Big O, but I don't know if that holds up.
Dude, Big O holds up.
Does it?
Big O is one of my favorite ones.
I
It's one
welcome
of my
to our
favorite
Big O
animes.
spin-off podcast where we talk about Big O.
Dude,
and
okay,
Big O.
you say that. I'm totally down to rewatch Big O with you.
We need to record one episode of a podcast in more than 2 weeks before we can sign up for another podcast.
yeah, let's start with that. I'm just gonna expose myself really hard on this podcast. I've been watching anime for a really long time, and Bleach was actually one of the first animes I watched Japanese audio with subs because I accidentally found it on an AMV for a song I was looking for, and I'm like, this looks really neat, but I can't find it in America, so I started watching it on YouTube back in the day when you could do things like that because there wasn't really any good streaming service.
No, you definitely can still do that. I'm gonna expose myself a little bit. When the place that I ran out was watching it ran out of episodes, straight to YouTube. That shit's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Is it still in 3 parts? That's the real question.
No, there's a ton of fucking parts. This show's huge. I don't know.
No, I mean, like, is it still episode 101 part 1, episode 101 part 2?
No, you get a whole
101
episode at a
part
time,
3?
but you only get like 75% of the screen is the show.
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's a good time.
All right, so I guess we're gonna.
That's you exposing yourself?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, actually, my first anime was Bible Black.
no, that's not level of exposure, but yeah, no, I really like Bleach. Bleach holds like a special place in my heart. I also, to further expose myself as the Bleach trash I am.
Welcome to IBleach, the podcast where Zach exposes himself all the time.
Yeah, put your clothes back, Kurt, you
There's a
weirdo.
reason I'm looking away from the table.
Oh, I can't imagine why, but no, I actually read the entirety of the manga after it was finished in 3 days' time because I was skipping class. I wasn't working at the time and I was having sleep problems, so I just sat down and read it all. Kept
All
going
right.
and going and going. For this episode, just kind of the format. Normally, we do 5 episodes at a time where we watch them and we sit down and discuss. But because this is episode 0, we only watched the pilot episode. So we're going to go round robin. And talk about
I
it.
took a lot of notes that will certainly become fewer notes as we have to watch more episodes.
I took 0 notes.
I cannot spend this much time watching each individual episode of this anime.
No, but it's gonna be 5 episodes, you're gonna have that many notes on several pages of it.
Welcome to IBleach, the podcast where I read a fucking book.
You're not wrong.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go like
I just think we just work through the episode.
chronologically? Because that's where all my stuff is.
Yeah, I'm willing to go chronologically.
Alright, so we can start with that shitty opening theme.
No,
That opening theme
it's
is fine and
fine.
pretty good.
Okay, the style of the visuals I thought was amazing. I really liked the visual of the opening credits.
So
it really looks really cool.
Did the opening credits spoil anything? I can't remember.
it spoils a couple of character reveals, but
Okay.
nothing major. It's a lot of like the core cast. But I was talking to Kyle about this earlier, but one of my favorite things about Bleach is the artist has a tendency to draw his characters in a lot of like really nice clothes and very different outfits. So
Okay.
every opening is going to be like that, where it's just the main characters in different stylized outfits.
Okay.
So if you like the way that looks,
Yeah, like I really liked the way it looked, which is the thing. I liked that. I liked the art style of the opening. I expected a really good opening theme, and
I think it's because you're paying for by like more modern anime.
I don't know. It's probably because like my favorite anime is Evangelion, which has like the greatest opening theme ever.
he's not wrong.
Okay.
Like I go for-
Evangelion opening theme is really good.
A Cruel Angel's Thesis is my favorite anime opening of all time, and I was going in expecting something at least like around as good as that, and it was just kind of flat for me, you know?
So Tyler, as a counterpoint, I have here in my notes, opening slaps. So I think the opening is actually good.
Okay, like that's fair. I just think it's really flat for me.
It's so weirdly up my alley because it sounds like a Los Campesinos song.
Oh,
And I'm just like, yeah, this seems like a good teen angst fucking anime opening.
Yeah, no, I get
It's
that.
got that light rap, you know. It's got that dad rap.
This is the encore of anime opening.
Oh, this is the relapse.
The answer is no, because I like it.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Which Eminem album was the bad one that everybody hated? Was that Relapse?
That was the most recent one.
No,
Revival's the most recent one.
No,
What?
Kamikaze. People really liked Kamikaze.
Oh, right.
No, people really liked.
What people?
Yo, people, there are a lot of white people in Kansas really like Eminem.
A lot of people really, really liked Kamikaze.
No.
Dogs hated it.
I don't
Shout
like,
out.
I also hated it.
I don't
Look,
like Kamikaze.
I thought
What?
it was okay. Like the first half of it is better than the second half, but the first half was only okay. Like it got way worse as it went on. But this is not a music podcast
No.
about Eminem.
I just want to say, I know one white person in Kansas who will be listening. DM me, because I think that we have something here that says white people in Kansas don't like that album.
We're gonna get so much hate mail when we inevitably make it.
I know at least one white person that is in. No, he's in Missouri. Never mind.
Yes!
Okay.
Close
All right.
enough.
You're close enough. He lives in Kansas City.
He's in Missouri, but he plays in Kansas for tax purposes. Okay, so going down the...
The list
Oh,
of...
God,
notes.
I cannot read any of this.
You fucked up.
Okay, here we go. So we open in the Shadow Realm.
Oh, right,
Yeah, we open
yeah.
up in
They name it later, but
yeah,
we'll
they
leave
name it later.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, just like the shadows and the balls of darkness going upwards.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Very
becomes-
strange.
And you get that really good that really good tension theme for the first time.
Oh man, that is so good.
That is
Like,
so good.
what
Like
the-
that is so good.
The one that's like
Tyler, it's like
Yeah,
the good
yeah.
parts of
The one that I keep
Coheed
with
and Cambria
yeah.
album.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the battle theme? Like, what is that?
No, the battle theme is the one you said sucked earlier. The if you wanna see some action.
Okay, that one's garbage. Yeah, but the tension...
Yo, no,
building-
the battle theme's so good.
No, not
Is
at
that-
all.
Is that what it's called? Like, is that the
Yeah.
tension theme? Is
But
what
yeah.
it's called?
Well,
It's recurring.
Yeah, I know it's recurring.
It always plays during tense moments. So
Alright,
it's-
okay,
that's
'cause
what we call it.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
really
it's
good.
really fucking
Oh,
good.
You're like, oh, something hype's about to
dude, and
fucking
it gets,
happen.
it gets
Yeah.
way. You get some
I'm
tense
so
moments
excited.
with it.
It's good.
And Tyler, I will say, not only is it the tension theme, it is the theme of this podcast.
All right,
I can see it.
let's do it.
Yeah.
A lot of sexual tension here.
Oh hell yeah!
Don't worry, we'll work that up by like episode
We're
5.
all very attractive.
Four very attractive, very shirtless men with the most ripped abs.
We're all lifting dumbbells right now too.
We all have 12 packs of abs.
Yo, I got 6-packs in each pack of my 6-pack.
Oh, see, yeah,
We have
Zach
nested
is,
6-packs. Oh my god.
Zach is just the most ripped man in the entire world. All right.
All right, yeah, let's
We're
get
just gonna
that.
hang
Nobody can
there.
dispute that. Moving on.
All right.
This is where I like to insert my first bold prediction for the show. When you see the drops go up and then they go down when they land in what I assume is Japan. Is it Japan or are they doing
It's
the same-
Japan.
So is
Okay.
it Japan? Okay, I can remember.
It's Japan.
Because I know some animes, and maybe it's just because I'm used to watching dubs, where they give you a very Japanese-looking thing and call it America. I'm going to take a cue from Destiny. That wizard came from the moon.
Wizard.
All of
came
these ghosts
the
come
moon.
from the moon.
Yo, no,
Don't tell me
no
if I'm
spoilers.
wrong.
No spoilers.
Don't
I
tell
was
me if I'm
gonna say-
wrong. This is a hindsight bit.
we are keeping this spoiler free, so if you want to watch along with us, you can have a good chuckle as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can't imagine enjoying this if you don't watch the show.
Yeah.
That is the expectation of this podcast, at least a tiny bit.
Like people will watch along with us and listen to us. Is it like that one JoJo's podcast?
The good one that we're not going to mention because
Yes.
you don't want people to listen to a better podcast than ours.
Yes. Don't go listen to a good JoJo's podcast.
Not unless they start listening to this podcast, and then we all like cross podcast pollinate. In which case, hell yeah.
Welcome to the Weird Anime Podcast Network.
I feel like that's a little.
Podcast don't fuck. So next.
So
I think
yeah,
it's still like the real world, right?
so
like the drops drop into the real world and become demons.
and become
And they
become
become the
12
Hollows.
from Third Strike.
I mean, you're
Nobody's from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, nobody's from Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts.
Yeah.
They become every generic
White monster.
yes that's ever existed.
All right.
Well,
Well-
white face with a shadowy body.
Well, welcome to IBleach, the podcast full of guys with white faces and shadowy bodies.
They're ripped as fuck though, so that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
The
yeah, no,
most
they drop into Japan, and then we get that really weird overlay that never happens again, where it's text.
Does that not happen
Is
again?
it the title card with the butterfly?
No, the title card with the butterfly. I'm talking about where it's like giving like a, you know, when movies have like the quote at the beginning, it was kind of doing that whenever.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
Does it not do that ever again?
Not really.
That rules.
I don't feel like that's a spoiler either, because that feels
It
very.
just doesn't happen again, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, so that's why it's just super memorable.
Yeah, no, it's very.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember like there was the blue and white text at the beginning that like just weird quote, and then all of a sudden it just goes away and it's never mentioned.
Yeah, and then we meet one of our big name characters who is not named, but she's the female with the black hair and the sword.
Yeah,
Oh, it starts off with her. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
we talked about this off air, but in future, when we are introduced to a female character, I'm going to start a timer
Yeah, just do any character.
for how long until they get a name.
Yeah, I agree to do any character, and it's very much
Because
like.
it's right down to the wire on this one, guys.
And then after that, we move on to, if I remember correctly, he is just for reference on this one. We had some to peek behind the curtain, if you would. We had some trouble with our first audio recording session, so it's been a while since we've watched the first episode. But
Oh, I watched it last night.
oh, you watched it again last night?
Yeah, I watched it again last night. I
Good.
figured I had time as well, and I didn't take any notes the first time, so I may as well.
I've watched
So
it a
you
couple
continue
times.
to not take notes on this one.
You betcha.
Good man. But we
We go to, and I quote, Ichigo effortlessly beating the shit out of some skater boys.
Here's my favorite thing about
kicks
that.
the shit out of those kids.
Here's my favorite thing about that. Ichigo just tends to just like kick the shit out of new people, and I love it. The first time we see him, he only kicks the shit out of him with kicks.
Yeah.
And then when he meets unnamed girl later, he just kicks her again. And I want to believe that's a recurring theme of him just kicking new people.
He's very hot-blooded anime protagonist where he's like throw punches and in this case kicks, ask questions later.
I want to believe it's only kicks. Like he only kicks new people.
He does actually hold the sword with his feet.
My first note here is commenting on that, just like, yeah, he meets skater dudes, and then he pummels their face into the concrete, and the concrete breaks.
Yeah!
Concrete breaks. It's so good.
Like, how strong is this person as a human? They're just pummeling other human faces into the...
He's also a very obvious anime protagonist.
That's fair.
So that dude's dead, right?
Oh, for sure.
Oh no, he's fine.
He's hanging out with that spirit boy. Which, I love how it starts off just being like, he's going to help people go to the spirit world.
He's
Like,
also going to send people to the spirit world with his feet.
He's gonna send he's sending motherfuckers to the shadow realms.
Pretty much. Like, oh.
So he beats the ever loving piss out of these boys.
because they were doing kick flips and knocked over a little flower offering.
Yeah.
These boys are just too cool, is their problem.
Yo, you knock over that bottle, I'm taking your life. That's what it boiled down to.
And they start mad shit, and you can just tell immediately, again, just like I said before, with the starkness of his design, the brightness of his hair, just that man is a main character.
He is a protagonist-ass protagonist.
Yeah.
That there is a Naruto. Actually, Zach, I have a question about the history of Bleach.
Yeah.
Where on the timeline does this fall with One Piece and Naruto?
It was one of the big three where Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach were all airing, like running together in Shonen Jump, and they were the big three at the time. Those are the three you always read weekly. So it's about the same time period.
See, we read Shonen Jump a little bit.
Yeah, for like a good year there. We all shared several copies of the same Shonen Jumps.
Literally, the only manga I remember from that is Shaman King.
To the Shaman King.
Shaman King fucking ruled. And then there was Hikaru no Go too, and that I'm a fan of boring sports. I am a really big curling fan. When the Olympics come around, that's my favorite thing in the world to watch. I loved Hikaru no Go so much.
Dude, you are gonna hate Bleach.
Alright.
We're talking about the boring sport of sword fighting ghosts.
Oh, fuck that, man. This is boring.
That's too much.
So yeah, he's beating the shit out of these skater boys. They get scared and see you later, boys.
You've been holding that one for a while, haven't you?
I've been holding that one for approximately 2 hours. So yeah, the setup here is that they knocked over this bottle, which was a memorial to a girl that was killed in this alley.
Did they ever get into how she was killed?
No, and I just had the same thought.
They're dying.
Okay, they're just like, oh, she died. Here's a memorial.
She got kick flipped.
Kickflip to death.
Those-
So bad. Yo,
those boys
skater
were
die.
The kids were just too fucking cool, and they killed her by watching a kickflip.
We definitely learned
Blew
here.
her mind.
We definitely learned here that our main character is kind of again very generic main character. Still, he's got a nice soft spot because he sees this ghost girl and he's like, yo, I'm gonna like totally help you out and put this nice little offering back up because these dudes are being dickbags.
It's so fucking hard for me to do.
He really wants you to know he's putting in the effort.
He wants you to know.
So we get a little bit of exposition here that I have parents or doctors, but we'll find out that's not correct here in a moment.
Well,
no, his dad's a doctor.
His dad's a doctor.
His mom.
I think his dad
Mom
has
isn't around, and
Mom isn't around, and she has like a weird memorial poster.
Yeah, like a Kim Jong-il poster on the wall.
which is my favorite thing to learn about the dad is that him running over to the boat, like, honey, our son is a jackass, and it's like he got this made. He got this made for his wife. Nathan, I can see the look in your eyes. You want to talk about mad spoilerinos, don't you?
A little bit, but we're not gonna resist because like even then, as soon as he walks in the house, him and his dad just immediately fist fighting. It's like kick to the fucking dome, right? Is that how he greets his dad?
Yeah.
But that's how his dad greets him. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
his dad.
roundhouse kick.
And he's like, you punk ass, why are you staying out so late?
I have here my theory of his dad is a doctor. His doctorate is in super kicks, and he minored in Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, real talk, his dad fucking rules. I love that.
His dad's all right.
It's like crawling it out as soon as he walks in, like.
And then you realize that he's got two little sisters.
Yeah, Karen and
Yuzu.
Yuzu and
Okay.
Karen.
Okay, I remember one of their names.
It's so, and I'm sure if I actually look at my page here, I have this. One of them, they both see ghosts.
No, one of them can only sense ghosts. She
Yeah.
kind of knows that they're there.
Okay.
And the other one can, I think.
But doesn't believe that they're real.
Yeah, well, she's
also
basically
younger.
ignoring it.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
Because in the subtitles they said touch ghosts, which I was like, this is really weird and is definitely going to be relevant later.
Yeah, no, like she can see them, but she just ignores them, choosing to believe that they're not real.
So I love how thus far in this episode, it's really just set us up to be like, family can see ghosts, kid wants to help ghosts go to be peace and move on. Like that's our founding for the show.
Does he want to help him, or does he just want to get him the fuck away from him?
No, he wants to help.
I think
Because we
help
get
him.
businessman ghost that just like floats up over his shoulder.
And he's
That's
just
a-
like, what the fuck? Get the fuck away.
Well,
like,
that's a creepy old dude dead in your room. So I don't know how you feel
Yeah,
about
he's like, man, can you not?
Look, man, I'm not at work.
He just appears to be a very nice fellow.
fair enough. Very nice fellow who kicked a guy's face through the
Hey man, they deserved it. They kick flipped over her grave, man.
Yeah, but how fucking rad was that?
Rad
No.
enough to break concrete.
Rad to break concrete.
But not rad enough to land it clean and not break the bottle.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We don't allow sloppy
No, the bottle
combos
wasn't
in
broken.
Bleach Pro
The
Skater.
bottle wasn't broken, it was just knocked over.
No,
Yeah.
it was broken.
No, it wasn't broken, it was just knocked over.
No, he rewatched it.
We can literally check the
Today.
tape.
I rewatched it last night. It's not broken, it was just knocked over.
Fight.
Otherwise he would have fucking
Kiss,
thrown
kiss,
it away.
kiss.
He literally just resets it and says, I will bring you new flowers tomorrow. If it was broken, he would have thrown it the fuck away. 'Cause
Fans
he's a
of the
good
show.
boy.
DM Tyler and tell him how wrong he is.
DM Kyle, send pictures of your dick.
Please.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, so I like the dad. I like the anime dysfunctional family that's going on here.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
So moving on. So then, we cut to the city. Just there's been a train accident or some kind of explosion, and what do I have here? Big ass ghost mantis. Oh no, sorry, badass ghost mantis. My opinions were known at this time.
Dude, the first introduction of what a hollow, like, you don't get their name right away, but what hollows are is they got really cool monster designs.
And they announced that in the first episode, right?
Yeah, they announced that at the very end.
I wanted to make sure.
They talk about when Rukia shows her bad dumb picture.
Hey! Strike on you. You're the one who revealed the name.
Edit it out.
Get it in post.
You revealed her.
We will put
I revealed her name that's revealed at the very end of the episode.
Tyler, look at me. I am not going to edit this podcast.
Raw, straight up there. Figure it out.
That's all right. When I get good enough at editing behind your back, I will go in and re-edit I will edit a bottle crunch in over the name, and I will also edit in our sponsor. Space left intentionally blank for when we get a sponsor.
We got real high hopes for this podcast, don't we, guys?
The thing is, I'm afraid we're going to come across too hungry.
There's 366 episodes. At some point, doing 5 at a time, somebody's going to pick up interest.
Zach, have you seen what kinds of things streaming app that we are naming nameless for right now sponsors? There's no way that streaming app intentionally left blank for now doesn't pick us up.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I respect it. But let's direct more back. Let's direct more to on topic right now. Let's get back to Bleach.
Right.
Blake.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Scottish Bleach podcast.
But at some point, you will make that sound unironically about the Bible. Yeah, this fucking show. Let me tell you.
Inevitably.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to our first hollow, and it's shown.
Do they name it?
No, they don't name it.
No,
not yet.
Do the hosts have names?
Some do.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it just depends on whether the show deems them an important enough character.
Okay.
Because you want your bad guys to be relatable.
Yeah.
So eventually, this is a cool enough design one they want to be recurring. Let's give him a name and have him be the villain.
All right, that makes sense.
Because this does Monster of the Week for a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very Monster of the Week for a while.
Okay.
And then it gets weirdly political, and it's kind of great.
All right.
It's good shit.
It's a really good show.
We gonna end up just yelling at each other from across the room at some point.
We're gonna get to my favorite character, and then it's gonna be shut the fuck up. I need to talk about this favorite character for a solid while.
I think we'll just be talking over each other if your character's the one I think that it is, because it's just gonna be us shouting about how great this character is.
Yo, because he's so great.
He's a really good character. I like him a lot.
All right, regardless, so
so back to the first hollow.
You'll know when you see him.
So we meet the first hollow, and the first hollow is shown running amok and rampaging, and he's chasing after
the girl from the bottle, right?
Yeah. Ichigo sees the hollow chasing after this girl and decides to go run up and help, but he just stands there because he's like, I don't really know what to do in this situation, but I'm gonna be the good boy anime protagonist that I am and try to do what I can to help.
If only I had a badass sword.
And then all of a sudden, from the sky,
this girl who is unnamed for now.
Oh yeah, totally.
She is a butterfly that is unnamed.
Yeah, you see the black butterfly motif go cry, and he's like,
which I think that's rad. I think it's really cool.
I can't remember if that's recurring or not.
It is.
Is that okay?
It is actually. We'll talk about it after, but it's very important.
So yeah, question, and if this is spoilers, by all means, don't tell me.
We're just gonna be real awkwardly quiet.
Yeah, just is the butterfly the girl, or is the butterfly the motif, or I'm doing the butterfly like the Wu-Tang thing with my hands, like if people can see me.
It'll come up, and it's actually it's a really good motif, but it actually gets kind of bland for the reasoning behind it.
Oh, all right.
Regardless, so we see this butterfly fly across his face, and then shing, cool sword slash, as nameless girl just lands and does a cool Japanese katana pose, and just acts like nothing happens as this hollow dies.
I want to believe this is like JoJo's, where there's a lot of really cool posing.
Not as much as JoJo's.
Definitely not as much.
Not as much bone dislocation as.
Well, from what I understand about JoJo's from part 3 on, is there's a ton of really good posing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
But that's JoJo's is posing the anime / manga.
All right, I'm about that, but I'm also about Bleach. So this podcast is about. So let's talk about
I give you to episode 120.
All right.
Yeah, and then inevitably we're just gonna go.
No, it'll be before that.
there's a point where I'll drop off, and then I'll immediately come back in.
I just want to put bets on when like they start being like, what the fuck was this?
Right about the last time we recorded this podcast.
Day -1.
I'm willing to. I'll make that bet with you. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where it's going to happen.
Same.
I just think that there's somebody out there intently Googling new news on episode 145. And then that's the big break. Nathan's making a face like he knows what episode 145 is. Because I definitely don't.
Yeah,
you just pull that number out of your ass?
Yeah, I know that there are too many episodes.
There are a lot. You guys signed up for... I knew what I was getting into.
I think that's about the point where... Yeah. I think it's okay around that time.
I think that's where it gets back to being okay. It might actually be really good. I can't remember. It's been so long, dude.
Alright, so we're gonna watch about 110 episodes and start to hate this fucking show.
And then it'll pick back up.
It's an emotional roller coaster. It's up and downs.
Okay, so we get this nameless girl landing,
Really
doing her cool pose, and then
then
she just kind of goes away without saying anything, and Ichigo's just like, "Who was that?
Yeah,
what was this situation?"
And this is where I was afraid. I have two things, actually. So first thing, she cuts it and there's blood, which I was not expecting from...
A shonen, or...
Yeah, like, I guess, like, because I'm used to, like, I guess there's probably... Is there blood in Naruto?
Yes.
Yeah, like, I watched, like, next to zero Naruto.
There's absolutely blood in Naruto.
There's blood in a lot of anime. I don't know how much you've watched.
Well, see, my experience with anime has always been, like, I watched Dragon Ball Z on TV when I got home from school.
Blood on that, too.
There wasn't that much.
It got a...
Yeah, it was like a Toonami edit.
Okay, yeah.
Heavily edited.
And, like, so I'm used to it now because I watch JoJo's and everybody bleeds like an entire blood bank.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're not even prepared because Bleach has the motif, like, this is from the past, the motif of, you'll know it when you see it, but there are memes about blood in Bleach.
Alright, I'm about this.
Okay, so that's cool.
Bleach can't even clean the blood up.
Bleach.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here each week.
Fuck you.
There's just a hook coming in the room to grab Nathan by the neck and yank him
No,
out.
put that back, doggo.
Alright, so... I don't remember what immediately happens after that. Is it him chilling out in his room?
Yeah, he gives his room, and then the old guy that you're talking about comes in and just, like, haunts him.
And he's just sitting there and he's chilling, he's thinking about life.
Like, who was that girl?
Who was that girl?
Yeah.
This is, like I said, this is what I was afraid, because I'm like, okay, so this is the setup for the long, like, really overwrought eventual anime love triangle. Which brings me to my next prediction.
Alright, let's get the prediction in.
There's going to be not one, but two love triangles, and they're both going to involve the same girl.
Ooh.
It's a bold prediction.
Oh man,
That's why it's here in my notes under bold prediction. I'll get the last one out of the way because then we'll have a good segue for it. There will be a beach episode, and either one, they will be wearing the black robes, and I will love it, or two, they'll be wearing beach clothes, and I will hate it.
You're gonna see some people in beach clothes. I'm not saying that doesn't say whether or not there's a beach episode. That just says, as we talked about earlier, he likes drawing his characters. And
yeah, you're gonna see a lot of people in bleach clothes.
All right, so next we have.
You drove me here.
Okay. Come on, guys. We gotta start sandbagging this, man. We gotta keep going.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine. We got one episode.
You are wrong.
We're near the end.
But so we have Rukia just kind of.
Yeah, let's just use her name.
Yeah,
I can't not.
I really like the bit, but you've already used it twice. Now we may as well.
Well, yeah, Rukia.
That is the name of the nameless girl, is Rukia.
Yeah, I assume that you've already watched this episode.
Rukia.
Rukia Kuchiki.
Oh, and it's what's Ichigo's last name?
Kurosaki.
Did they get into her last name?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
They gave each other formal introductions.
Yep.
Oh,
and this is only after she goes, "Oh, he noticed me." What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't even happen then. Because
you're right.
She
It's
lands,
way later.
and it's just her dicking around and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And she's just talking to herself.
Then he drinks her the fucking
He kicks her.
Ichigo
Kicks it. Immediate
Like, what
sweet chin music.
Bitch, what are you doing in my room? And then she's like, "Wait, what?" Like the dumb triangle face, like
fucking 3 of my notes are pummels into concrete, kicks a Soul Reaper, just like
Kicking it, I want it to be a recurring thing. Just Ichigo kicks anybody new. That's how he meets people.
I mean, you'll see a lot of that.
All right, I'm about it.
Regardless.
Ichigo has a sword to kick, put him in Soul Calibur 6.
Yo.
I play that garbage game.
I play Soul Calibur.
So it's that, and then
she's kind of like, what the hell, you can see me? And he's like, yeah, no, it's pretty obvious.
then she hits him with some of that ninja magic, right?
I can't remember that. No, first.
Yeah. He calls her Pipsqueak, and that pisses her off.
Oh my god, yeah. They immediately just start like shitting on each other.
Yeah, 'cause she's like, why can you see me? This is some dumb bullshit. And he's like, man, this tiny bitch up in my room hanging out.
I feel like realistically, she would be aware of the existence of mortals that can see the souls.
Yeah, but
This can't be a new thing. This can't be just brand new.
Okay,
for
to be fair, it does get referenced later. We'll talk about this, but it does get referenced later, and it is explained.
Is she anime age? Like, is she 1,000 years old in the lore? Or is
she's ancient as fuck.
She explicitly mentions that she's lived like 100 times longer than he has.
Yeah, she's significantly older than he is.
Yeah.
So
Do you still want that love triangle?
so you get the ninja magic, and then you get the moment where he's like, oh no, she's gonna stab me. But then she saves the businessman ghost.
With a dumb hilt thing, right?
Yeah,
it's efficiency. She's a sword on one side, a stamp on the other.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to go to hell. And she's like, nah, bro, you're going somewhere better.
The Soul Society.
Soul Society is pretty much a heaven analog.
Correct.
For the most part, and then you'll...
Yeah, it's heaven.
For the most part.
All right.
Yeah, you die and then you get notarized and you go to bureaucracy heaven.
Or you...
God, I wish you don't realize how right you are.
Because like Soul Guy also had that chain on his chest, right?
Yeah, he did. I was going to ask about that.
It's a motif. It's a motif that'll get brought up a lot more.
Okay, because Girl didn't.
No, Girl did.
Did she?
Girl did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girl did.
Wow, it's almost like I did. Like I actually watched this episode.
every spirit that you've seen so far does have a chain on their chest.
Okay.
I just can't remember if Soul Guy, if Business Guy did.
So he saves, or she saves Business Guy.
Saves. Let him go to heaven.
Sends him to democracy heaven. And then, isn't it right after that? Like she tries to explain Hollows and
Yeah,
with her really bad drawing.
That is probably my favorite part of the episode. Was that scene with that drawing? I loved like the cuteness of that. Like,
and him just going, man, these drawings suck.
Yeah, I love
Kiddo
that.
at one point.
Yeah.
So I asked the question about her being anime aged, and then I looked 2 lines down in my notes, and I have Lisa ass. Which means she is definitely older than she looks.
But yeah, you get her explaining. Well, you can see spirits too. He's like, yeah. And it's like, well, this is kind of weird, isn't it? So she starts to explain things, and he immediately shits on her. And then it's really interesting because she always tries to act so bold and so brash and be like, I am so much significantly older than you. I know so much, but everything she does makes her act like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, her drawings are really childish. She's like, oh, look at my fun little drawing. She immediately draws a curly Q mustache on his face, going like, that's something a little kid would do.
Yeah, she rules.
I want to believe. Is this a recurring thing with her? Like, definitely, probably is.
Is this a character thing or an anime thing? I think we should.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
The drawings definitely do keep coming in.
Yeah.
Rad. So I don't know. I loved that. How immediately childlike and cutesy it really was.
So it's like the Full Metal Alchemist thing, where they're like their little expression bubbles are super
childish.
Super like
super default.
Like
It's real nice. But then, boom! Next thing we know,
explosion through the wall,
and then sudden big. I can't even know how to describe it, but it's the quintessential
big motherfucker.
It's the quintessential hollow scream.
Oh yeah.
Oh yep. That.
Yep. And Ichigo's like, did you hear that? And she's like, what are you talking about? And then the explosion happens. And then there's like there's a scene where the hollows kind of when she's explaining the hollows kind of walking around, and he's appearing to chase like that little girl that we saw from before. And then he's like, I smell a strong soul around here. So you kind of get the feeling these guys are like they eat souls. They eat wayward.
Yeah,
souls.
they're here to eat the ghosts instead of stamp them.
And they're the bad guys.
So the hollows, they're Pac-Mans.
Waka waka waka.
Yeah. So Ichigo is here to cure their Pac-Man fever.
Oh, damn.
Then it goes to that dumb shit where it's the big fight where Ichigo goes, I can break these cups.
You can't break those cups.
And then he does.
First, okay, we gotta point out.
You're right. He hobbles downstairs.
Both of his sisters show up, and they're like, "Big brother, shit's fucked. You need to save us." And he immediately stands up to the ghost magic, and it's just like, oh,
he
like
flexes out with the anime protagonist power.
Preemptively, because that binding was supposed to keep him on the floor. So he stood up, and she's like, wait, did you just stand up? And he's running down and she's like, what the fuck's going on?
No, because I think it was first she runs downstairs to fucking run into battle.
Yeah,
And,
because she's
and
like,
then,
oh.
like, she only knows that he stood up because he fucking stood up,
Yeah, and
ran
was down
and
there.
tumbled down the
And
stairs.
she's like, wait, what?
And then he stands up again, and she's like, what the fuck?
Yep, and then I can break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs. And then magic's around him, and he just breaks the... And she comments on it. And this is important for later reference. She comments on the fact that, like, this dude's got some bomb-ass soul energy.
Yeah.
Like, he is...
Spiritual pressure.
Yeah, spiritual pressure. And he just flexes out of that. And she's like, how has this dude been hiding for so long?
He just never flexed, ever.
Yeah, no, it was on the legs. He did this one with his arms.
This leads into my final note of Rukia being a bad Soul Reaper. She's just like, can't keep a regular dude tied down. The fight immediately afterwards, like, the not knowing people can see ghost things, like, are you even good at your job? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Because then you get the fight where she gets fucked on.
Yeah,
by a hollow.
Okay, to be fair, can we comment on the fact that Ichigo, after he flexes out of this, just grabs a chair to go fight fucking 6-foot monster?
My money's on the chair.
Runs up the hollow with a stool and gets owned.
And he's like, I'm gonna save my little sister. Blah! And then he's like, oh man, I'm gonna die to this big dumb monster. And then she eats the hit.
She gets fucked on.
Which is another case of bad Soul Reapering.
Yeah. And then she's like, dude, I'm kind of fucked right now, but you have a lot of spiritual pressure.
Here, take my energy by stabbing yourself with
I'm
my
going to-
fucking sword.
Was it take my energy or what? How did they try to say that?
I can't
It
remember.
was.
It's like you
it was
can take my powers, but like this is highly illegal what we're about to do.
Oh no, she didn't say anything about it being legal.
Did she? Tyler, let me tell you about bureaucracy heaven.
Yeah.
You're right.
No,
I thought she said like
The
you're
reforms.
not illegal, but I thought didn't she say something along the lines of like you're not supposed to do this?
No.
I thought
It was-
she did.
no.
I think she did.
No.
That
Yeah.
seems about right.
It was,
Yeah,
I
I think
definitely
she did.
remember it being like a desperation move.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it was literally, it was just, hey, if you don't fucking kill this thing, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
So take some of my powers by stabbing yourself with my fucking sword.
And then he sucks her dry.
No, can we just give up
Ew.
how he goes along with it, stabs himself with a fucking sword,
Yeah.
not actually knowing if it's like
The
if it's gonna
best
work.
part is right before he does it, she's like, it might not work. As he's just
Right,
it might not work.
Here, stab yourself.
Yeah.
So I had in here, I thought she died after doing that. Like, did they really just like bring in this character, give her this whole bit, and then she dies without getting
She
a
wasn't
name?
even named at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's right.
didn't actually name each other until he was about to stab himself in the chest. And he's like, what's your name? Ruki Kuchiki. What's your name? Kurosaki Ichigo. And then he stabs himself, and then we get the bomb-ass Ichigo theme.
The Ichigo theme is
The entire time the tension music's playing, which, mind you,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
The tension music definitely made that scene even better. I love
You
that.
might say it made it more tense.
I know. It's almost like that's what it's going for.
So then his battle theme music starts to play, and you get big, dumb, gut sword anime protagonist.
Nani? I've never seen a sword so big before.
Yeah, just like, this guy's so fucking special.
Yeah, I have, the sword's too big. Please stop praying for my grandpa. He's too powerful.
So you get the long-winded explanation like this dude's an anime protagonist. Her just going like,
Did they name the sword in this first episode?
no, they
No,
have
they
not.
did not.
Okay.
No, well, okay, it might not have been the name of the sword, but it was, I think it was just a general
It's
one. It's like-
Zanpakuto.
Yeah, that was it.
That's
I want to make sure that they use the term
Zanpakuto.
Zanpakuto.
Yeah, they tell you about
They tell you about that.
they tell you that their swords are named in the regards of like they are called something that isn't just sword.
That there are special katanas for reaping
Okay.
souls.
Yeah.
Not just like...
Just like kataners.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he gets the big sword, he gets the black robes, he cuts the hollow hot dog style,
No,
and then a fucking
like,
sick guitar solo.
my
plays.
favorite thing about that is like literally the first thing he does with the sword is he just lops it when it lops its fucking leg off.
Yeah.
It's
He's-
fucking rad.
He's like, I'm just super cool guy, and she's just in the back hyping him up, like being hyping, like this guy is so fucking strong.
She's doing it in her head, but like this is also more points to this man just got these powers and he's fucking on these things that it's your job to go kill. You are a bad Soul Reaper.
She also fucked up and gave him all of her power.
But if he took all of her power, then she should be able to do that too.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, she accidentally gave him all the power because wow, that dude's soul pressure is so strong.
Yeah, she meant to give him a little bit. That was the thing.
I was only trying to give him half my power. He took all of my
Yeah, he
power.
sucked her dry.
Here, let me poke you, and he just like leans all the way into that blade.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it's like, like water pressure?
Yeah,
That's
she's
a
like,
better
it's the
example.
pressure. It's the pressure to run to it. Like he's like, oh, he's just soaking this up.
It's Osmosis. Welcome to our Osmosis Jones podcast.
Oh lord.
Yo, that's a really good anime. I highly recommend.
So that's isn't that where it ends?
Yeah, like he lops his leg off and cuts it hot dog style and explodes, and it does the weird text on screen thing again. It starts off being as like a typeface type thing where like it gives his name, that he's a high school student, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black and it's fucking like red, like fucking really cool, edgy fucking
Phoenix Wright objection fonts.
Soul Reaper. And then it ends. That's just how it ends. Like, that's it.
I mean, they're trying to get you hooked. That's a pilot episode.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
it worked.
Right?
It's a pilot-ass pilot, and I'm in.
So-
For about a couple hundred
Which
episodes.
actually leads to the next point. Like, what did you guys, as people who haven't watched the show before, think about this pilot?
It hooked me. It did what it was supposed to do.
I think I've said I'm used to anime plots not starting for the first 4 or 5 episodes. I think this did a pretty good job of setting up, like I know this is like, he's going to get the sword, he's going to do the thing, and like it got there in a timely enough fashion.
Yeah.
Also, it gave me the dynamic between Ichigo and Rukia, which I like those two.
Yeah, like it introduced the two main characters. I'm assuming it's Ichigo and Rukia are the two main characters for a while, but I don't know.
Nathan's making a face.
You get some other members of the cast.
I
popping
Really
up,
quickly,
but-
like these next few episodes are just establishing characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's establishing in universe. It's very Monster of the Week for the first while, but then, like you said, after the first couple episodes, you get some real.
Yeah.
The monsters so far are really good, so
Yeah,
I'm down for some
The
monsters.
holo
of the week.
designs are cool, but like it did what it needed to do. It introduced characters. It set up like the main, like, this is what's happening. This is who this is. This is who that is, and it got me hooked. I'm into it. We'll see how long I stay hooked, but I'm into it.
Oh, you're in for the full 300.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we're watching this regardless.
Because here's what's going to happen, right? Let's get predictions. Not just on the episodes of what's going to happen, because I'm predicting around episode something or another, you're going to get real angry at the show, and you're going to stick it out and just badmouth the show left and right. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's gonna
That's
be
my
good.
prediction.
It's gonna be a good turn for this podcast.
Here's the thing, though. You're talking to a guy who legitimately enjoys like almost all of Sword Art Online.
Oh, fuck. You might just eat that shit up all the way through. Maybe he'll be the
Yeah.
angry one, or he's...
Yeah.
I know there will be a point where me and you get angry.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to talk about the manga and pacing.
Are me and Kyle gonna have to hold this thing down as the happy two for a little bit?
There'll be a point where I'll just be really frustrated. Like, I feel the show is, like, doesn't respect my time.
You're just gonna wonder why the fuck we keep.
It's
coming
almost
in
like
here week
600
after
is
week.
too many episodes.
Well,
It's
By any
300.
metric.
It's
Have you seen
366.
One Piece?
No.
One
No.
Piece gets real rough on
I haven't done 15 seasons of anything in my life. I haven't lived for 15 seasons worth of content.
that. As a man who's watched a lot of bad anime, trust me, sometimes you hike up your shorts and you go, I'm just going to keep going through this, and then you find out real quick. You look back and you go, man, was that a waste of time.
There are very, very good parts in this, though. They're like,
Oh.
this fight's insane, this is awesome.
I will make the argument for at least the first couple hundred, and then there will be a slump, and then there'll be another really good arc, and then after that, it should have just ended. But it doesn't.
So that would be the only other thing that I know about Bleach is that it ends kind of rough. And Zach, I think you and me talked about there exists out there on the internet a video by Super Eye Patch Wolf, who I like a lot, where he talks about the like end of Bleach and how it gets real bad. I suppose don't go looking for that if you don't know anything about Bleach.
Yeah, I'll if you know anything about Bleach and you have not previously heard of Super Eye Patch Wolf, go watch his video. I'm pretty sure it's back up. It's been up and down, but he talks about the run that is Bleach the manga and Bleach the show, and just explains to you kind of the ups and downs. Bleach has been very, like we talked about, very long running, and it's seen a lot of ups and downs, and it's had a hell of a story when it comes to just its production. There are a lot of things that make a lot more sense when you watch that video and go, oh, that explains why that is, because apparently the mangaka and his editor had some real words for each other on how that manga should keep going. And he was told several times, oh, you need to pace this up, you need to pace this down. Oh, you finished? You think you're pretty good with that? It's popular again. You need to pace it back up.
So you think watch that now and not wait? Because I don't know. I'm sure like some people are real particular about spoilers, and I know.
No, I'd say don't watch it unless you're familiar with Bleach or if you don't care about spoilers. I'd say that if you're watching this for the first time, watch along with us, and then after everything's said and done, go watch that Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Okay, I will say it is up on YouTube right now.
Okay, good.
It's called The Fall of Bleach: How It Happened.
I'm really glad to hear that because he's a great content creator who gets struck a couple times.
Yeah, that guy rules.
I've been meaning to watch that, but whenever I want to, I'm around people who haven't seen it that I want to watch it with. So it's like I don't want it to spoil things for you. I don't know.
That's actually the video that got me back into like thinking about watching Bleach and thinking about Bleach, because Bleach is, I'll state this now, Bleach is absolutely fantastic for a long period of time. I marked out about it a lot as a kid, and I will argue to the death that it's got some great moments, but it's got some garbage. But at this stage, when you're that long running, like your Naruto, your One Piece, there's always an aspect of it that's going to be pretty garbage.
I want to touch back on the prediction section here, because I'm really curious about what Tyler and Kyle think is going to happen based off of this first episode, what they're feeling.
I don't know what predictions to make, really, aside from, like, there's going to be monsters, they're going to kill monsters. I know show gets, like, weirdly political at one point, and I don't really know where it's going to go, but I'm excited. Like, I'm in for Monster of the Week stuff. Like, I'm totally down for that. Like, I watched Evangelion. A few of those episodes, it was pretty, like, hey, this fucking angel shows up, we gotta kill it. This fucking angel shows up, we gotta fucking kill it.
I mean, you also like Sword Art Online, which is
Yeah,
just
basically.
people version of Monster of the Week.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like, I'm way in for that, so I'm cool with it, but I don't know where it's going to go from there.
Tyler, you like Evangelion? Aren't people the real monster?
Persons, yeah.
Well,
But persons then become person, because fucking shit goes down.
Hey, no spoilers for Evangelion on the Bleach podcast.
Kyle, I will say, the ending's kind of meh, but like,
That's most anime, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but for the most part, I really
Some
loved it.
okay, Gurren Lagann though.
Okay,
is that a good ending or a bad
ending?
ending?
Oh my god, Gurren Lagann, I love the first half of that anime.
It's pretty good.
It's my quintessence.
Like,
And then the second half, I just can't.
Yeah, no, everything up until the time skip, I just can't,
Bill,
like,
have you watched the ending? Have you seen all the way there?
I've not seen it all the way through.
Push through.
I've seen the ending, but it's still like
I need to go back.
I can't suffer through that
Push
Yeah, that's
second
the problem.
half.
Trust, it is well worth.
Well, watch the final fight scene so you can get it, because that's all you want. You just want to see.
Fair.
Do you care about spoilers? Does people care about spoilers?
No, yes, we're on a podcast, guys.
yeah, you're
We'll talk about this later. All right,
yes.
let's get back on track.
We can talk about
Kyle,
Gurren Lagann
This is
afterward.
spoiler police.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle, what are your predictions? for the show?
This is a bold prediction that I feel like I want to know if I'm wrong, because it segues into a much better prediction if I'm right. At some point, does the sword get bigger?
Do you want the answer?
A simple yes or no will suffice.
No.
Fuck. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
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 Yeah.
Hold on.
Second.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Tyler,
All right.
how much bigger does the sword get?
I want to believe it at least doubles in size.
Are you like
Not length.
a Final Fantasy VII Buster Sword, or
I've never played Final Fantasy VII.
it's a big
big sword. I want to believe it doubles in size and girth, but not length.
oh man, that's a
It
look.
doesn't get berserk, but it's. Oh man.
So I'm gonna take the other way. I'm gonna say very long.
All right.
You're not gonna play the type.
His sword can't bust out the back of a tuna can, but it sure pop the sides.
Like a wheel of chi.
And thank you for joining us for IBleach.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I don't know how sign-offs work
What
because
was your second prediction though? I was gonna say.
I think it was the girl.
it was dependent on if the sword got bigger.
So before we cut this out, I'm curious because I want to give my thoughts. Nathan, you as an individual who watched the show previously in this regard, what were your thoughts coming back to the first episode?
It was really hypercritical of some of the characters that we get to see. It's nice to see some of the beginning of the setup, but it's, like I said, like Ruki is a really dumb Soul Reaper, and that really comes through very strong watching it through the second time. So like,
I'm just gonna watch it with an eye on how bad she is at her job.
yeah, because like even comparing her to other Soul Reapers, you just be like,
She's bad at being a Soul Reaper.
she's the Naruto of Soul Reapers. She's just
I was gonna say she was the Krillin of Soul Reapers. But
Sorta, you meet some really cool people along the way. This show's got some very interesting characters.
I liked. I didn't notice it until we watched the second time around, or I watched the second time around. There's a guy with a really cool arm that kind of comes up to like a V on his shoulder.
in the intro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to know?
I don't.
We need him.
I don't want to know. I'm never gonna watch another episode of this in my life.
He is one of my favorite characters in the show. He's not my favorite, but he's one of my favorites.
This is the only episode of this podcast we're ever gonna record, so we're not gonna watch another episode of Bleach ever.
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just.
keep recording this.
I'm gonna come in with this many notes every time, so you guys think I watched the episode.
All right, so
I'm bringing the same amount of notes every time, which is 0.
I will inevitably try to bring more notes just to help stabilize it. But
Fair.
well, guys, that was our first episode of IBleach.
So we're
Thanks
gonna
for
do-
tuning in.
So we're gonna do episodes like 2 through 6.
2 through 5.
2 through 5.
Two
And then after that,
four,
6
five.
through 10.
Oh, okay, to get us
15.
caught up to 5, and so we're going to 5.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That
So
seems
4
like a smart way
episodes
to do it.
next week.
Yeah,
Four
4 episodes for next week.
Because
Next week for us.
yes, next week for
The next podcast in your feed if you're listening now.
Exactly.
wherever this is hosted. Whenever we decide to host this.
Tyler won't ever know the answer to either of those.
Nope, I'm not listening back to this ever.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us. We'll go around one more time. I'm Kyle.
I'm Zach.
What up? It's your boy Tyler.
And this is Nathan.
All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.
Mira que